When you begin your standing for Sati, it's just like any other practice. You're going to have to go through piece by piece through the body and find the balance between feeling into a particular part of the body and jumping around mentally. So when you first settle into the posture, just take a minute to get your weight distribution, 100% on the back leg. Feel the stretch between the arms and lengthen up through your spine. Begin by aligning the top arm, so get your elbow to sink. Find your gaze along your fingertips and feel the stretch coming out from the spine. One of the big things you want to avoid is the sense of the bottom arm becoming disconnected. So the same way that you pull the elbow out from the spine and the top arm, make sure your bottom elbow also has a sense of lengthening out away from the spine. And you'll get this contrast in the back where it'll feel like the top arm is working a certain way and the bottom arm is working the other way. But you want to get the tearing sensation between the arms. So have a feeling of lengthening the elbow out of the bottom arm and pressing the palm down. And eventually you're going to find the connection where through the back, through the spine, that's going to feed the top arm. So use the bottom arm to support the top arm. And once you balance the pulls between the two arms, recheck your spinal length, recheck your spine alignment, and lengthen up through the crown of the head. Now, at the same time that you're lengthening up through the crown of the head, you also want to drop the hips down. So part of the way that this is going to open your back and open your spine is through the downward pull, the downward stretch through the legs. So recheck your leg alignments, recheck your weight distribution, and sink through the hips, settling down. Every once in a while you're going to notice that you've come out of the back leg and kind of drift out of it because the practice will start to feel easier. So settle back in, drop into your back leg, ideally 100% aligning the spine and the tailbone through that back leg. Really test it. One of the biggest things you're looking for in Sati is the sense of more space opening inside the body. So as you settle into each posture, the bones kind of settle in, the tissue will release. And in this practice, once you get that release, you take all the length back out again. You stretch open, stretch out through the hands, and down through the legs and the feet. So you want to stretch in 5 directions, up through the head, out through the hands, down through the feet. You can also start to play with a little bit of pulsing and pumping in your posture. So the whole body opens and closes. The most obvious place to feel this at first is the elbow pump. So as the elbow bends and stretches slightly, you're going to find that pulse. But eventually that happens through the quad, the legs, and the spine. So what I recommend is that you do 5 or 10 or 20 pulses. Feel how that opens the body, feel how that stretches and pulls, and then drop, settle in, and feel the after effects of the pulse. That will have opened the tissue up again. You're going to alternate from that pulsing, settle in for a minute, just feel what it's like, and then reestablish the connection through the crown of the head and the gaze to the fingertips. So eventually you want to feel connect out to the finger as well as deep inside the body at the same time. But for right now, you'll alternate between sinking into the body, getting the legs together, getting the pulsing together, alternate between that and connecting your gaze out to the fingertips. So bring the hand to your center line, focus on the index finger, and settle in for some breathing. Again, recheck your weight. Make sure you're sinking into the back leg, stretching the arms out evenly, and then come into your close.